There is a gap between what the SEC can do and what the CFTC can do. But that's only one of the problems. Frankly, one big problem is a lot of people in the crypto industry don't believe the laws apply to them or don't want to think about how the laws might apply unless they're really forced to do that. Look, the SEC brought a case against BlockFi. One would have thought that effectively centralized lenders such as Celsius would have taken notice and maybe thought about, are we in compliance? Now, I don't know what they did. I don't know whether they talked to the SEC at that point, but that's one of the problems we have. The SEC, is kind of overwhelmed by the size of this market and the amount of activity it needs to be policing. There is the gap. There's a gap with respect to regulation of what I would call the cash market for crypto assets, which are not securities. And I wrote about this, over 3 years ago now. Neither agency has the power to do that. Now, one solution that I would advocate, and I'm coming out actually with another paper on this with Professor Jackson at Harvard Law School, is that the SEC and the CFTC create a joint self-regulatory organization that they would oversee and they would pass on its rules. But that might be a way to develop standards for this market without getting bogged down in this question of, is it a security? Is it a commodity? If it's a commodity and it's being traded in the cash market, what do we do about that? You would create this joint organization and you would make the industry pay for it. That would be supervised by the SEC and the CFTC. It would not be like what people sometimes refer to as the industry's self-regulatory efforts today. We've seen some of the trade associations come out with standards, but those standards are much too weak, much too weak. So that's one approach to deal with this problem.